We've heard of the Torah Code. A film was made on the basis of a prediction that some have interpreted from the Mayan calendar. What about the date code? I'll give you an idea of what I mean. Let us consider the example of what I would term the recurrent date. The earliest and perhaps most well-known example is the 9th of Av in the Jewish tradition. On this day, according to the Jewish calendar, both the temples of Jerusalem were destroyed. Another case would be the 9th of November in recent German history. The 9th of Av, or Tish B'Av, always occurs in the summer, in August. On this day in the Jewish, originally Babylonian calendar, the Temple of Solomon, the first Jewish temple, was destroyed by the armies of Nebuchadnezzar. On Tish B'Av, in the year 70 AD, the second temple of Jerusalem suffered the same fate from the Roman armies under the generalship of Titus. I might add that since 1187, when Saladin captured Jerusalem, every capture of Jerusalem has occurred in a year ending with 7. 1517 by the Turks, 1917 under the British Army led by General Allenby, and of course in 1967 in the so-called Six-Day War. Some also hold that great calamities in world history, such as the First World War, started on a date which in the Jewish calendar was the 9th of Av, the Tish B'Av. Because of the calamities associated with this date, today is a day of fasting in the Jewish religious year. What about the 9th of November in European and specifically German history? This date has been associated with calamities, but also, finally, with a date of great significance and one that warranted much rejoicing. I'm speaking, of course, of the fall of the Berlin Wall on the 9th of November in 1989. But before then we have the Reichskristallnacht, the pogrom against the Jews in 1938, which inaugurated the terrible persecution of the Jews, leading to the so-called Holocaust. Before that, in 1923, was the so-called beer hall putsch attempted by Hitler and General Ludendorff, which was probably motivated by the previous important occurrence of the 9th of November, the abdication of Kaiser Wilhelm in 1918. Going further back, the coup d'etat which Napoleon I achieved was on the 9th of November, although according to the revolutionary calendar of the time it was the 18th of Brumaire, which is a tag in the history books. One might also refer to the 4th of July in American history. Of course, we know it as the Day of Independence, but strangely enough, 3 of the first 5 American presidents died on the 4th of July. John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, James Monroe. John Adams and Thomas Jefferson died on the very same day, July the 4th, 1826, within hours, and one of them joked about which of the two would pick the post first. I might add that one of the history professors I received instruction from, certainly no mystic, was struck by the fact that the 3rd of September recurred in the life and death of Oliver Cromwell, the date on which he died, but also two battles, the Battle of Dunbar and the Battle of Worcester, also occurred on that date. And what conclusions should one draw from all this? That's for each individual to decide. I'll leave you just with one thought. Most people assent to the idea there is a God or providence, and most people think of dates as dry, irrelevant things one has to learn at school. But why not combine the two factors? We believe in supreme overruling power, and dates must be part of that, and they could convey some kind of message. Other things are supposed to do the same. And after all, we do say, what is the year? This year is 2010 AD, Anno Domini. I should know about Anno Domini at my age.